You just hit easy apply on LinkedIn. Felt productive, right? In the time it took you to do that, about 4 seconds, 947 other people applied to jobs on the same platform. That's not hyperbole, that's the math. And if you're still using the same LinkedIn strategy from 2 years ago, you're bringing a butter knife to a gunfight. I'm going to show you exactly what the data says about who gets seen, who gets ignored, and the specific moves that separate the two. Here's something nobody tells you about job hunting in 2026. The game has completely changed, and most people are still playing by rules that expired 2 years ago. LinkedIn just released their 2026 numbers, and what they found should fundamentally change how you think about your profile, your activity, and your entire approach to being discovered. By the end of this episode, you'll know the exact profile elements that trigger recruiter search algorithms and the mistakes that make you invisible. Let's start with the numbers that explain why your current approach isn't working. In 2024, LinkedIn saw about 9,000 job applications per minute. Felt crowded back then, right? That number just jumped to 14,200 applications per minute. That's a 58% increase in just 2 years. Nearly 1 million applications every single hour. Think about what that means for you personally. Every job you apply to now has 58% more competition than it did 2 years ago. Same you. Way more competitors. The weekly active job seeker pool has grown to 78 million people, up 20% from 65 million in 2024. More people hunting, more applications flying, same number of jobs. So what's driving this explosion? 2 things. First, AI tools have made it trivially easy to mass apply. One-click, autofill, spray and pray. Second, and this is harder to talk about, nearly 80% of people say they feel unprepared to find a job in 2026, so they compensate by applying to everything. The result? A flood of applications, most of them generic, competing for recruiter attention that's more scarce than ever. Volume is through the roof. Quality is cratered. Here's the opportunity hiding in the chaos. 72% of recruiters still use LinkedIn as their primary platform for finding talent. They haven't left, they've just gotten pickier. And this is where most people get it completely wrong. They focus all their energy on sending applications. But recruiters aren't reading applications, they're running searches. They're typing keywords into search bars and letting algorithms surface candidates. If your profile isn't optimized for those searches, you literally don't exist to them. And here's the stat that should change how you think about your profile. Users with optimized profiles are 40 times more likely to receive opportunities. Not 40%, 40 times. So what does optimized actually mean? It's not about sounding impressive, it's about being findable. Let me break down the specific elements that matter. First, your photo. Profiles with professional photos receive 14 times more views than those without. Not a selfie, not your wedding photo cropped down. A professional headshot. If you don't have one, this is the single easiest win available to you. $100 in 30 minutes with a local photographer. 14 times more visibility. Worth it. Second element, your headline. Most people waste this space. They put their current job title and company. That's not a headline, that's a label. Your headline should include the exact job titles you want, not the one you currently have. Recruiters search by title keywords. Put those words where the algorithm can find them. Third element, and this one's controversial, the open to work banner. You know that green frame around people's photos? The one some people think screams, desperate? The data doesn't care about stigma. Users with open to work enabled receive 52% more in-mail messages from recruiters. 52%. That's not a marginal difference. It gets better. Open to work profiles have a 38% higher view rate and get their first recruiter contact in 6.4 days on average versus 10.1 days without it. And if you're worried about your current employer seeing it, LinkedIn lets you hide the banner from people at your company. Set visibility to recruiters only and you get the benefits without the risk. Fourth element, profile completeness. This sounds obvious, but most people have massive gaps, missing skills sections, empty about summaries, no featured work. Candidates with comprehensive LinkedIn profiles have a 71% higher chance of getting interviews. That's everything filled out: skills, experience, education, summary, recommendations. Here's your weekend project. Open your profile in a new browser window. View it as others see it. Scroll through every section. If it's empty or thin, fix it. 71% higher interview rate. Now let's talk about the behavioral side. What you do on LinkedIn, not just what your profile says, because activity matters more than most people realize. The algorithm favors active users. People who post weekly stay more visible in recruiters' search results. You don't need to go viral, you just need to show signs of life. Consider posting about your work, your industry, your professional insights. Even commenting thoughtfully on others' posts signals engagement. The algorithm notices. Recruiters notice. And here's a counterintuitive finding about messaging. When recruiters do reach out, or when you're responding to opportunities, shorter is better. Messages under 400 characters perform 22% better than longer ones. In mails between 50 and 70 words get the highest response rates. Brevity wins. Next time you respond to a recruiter, aim for under 400 characters. Get to the point. Express interest. Suggest a next step. Done. No essays. No life stories. Let's put this all together with some perspective. Despite all the noise, despite 14,200 applications per minute, someone is getting hired. 7 people are hired every minute on LinkedIn. That's over 3 million placements every year. The opportunities exist. They're just going to the people who understand how to be found. The people getting those jobs aren't necessarily more qualified than you. They're not smarter. They haven't cracked some secret code. They've just optimized for discoverability. Remember that 40x number? Optimized profiles are 40 times more likely to receive opportunities. The same person with the same experience becomes 40 times more visible just by presenting themselves correctly. This is the equation nobody explains. In a world of 14,200 applications per minute, volume means nothing. Being found means everything. Your profile isn't your resume. It's your billboard. So let's make this actionable. Here's your 5-point checklist. First, get a professional photo. 14 times more views. This is the foundation. Second, rewrite your headline with the job titles you want, not the one you have. Make yourself findable for the role you're pursuing, not the role you're escaping. Third, enable open to work with recruiters only visibility. 52% more in-mail, 38% more views. First contact in 6 days instead of 10. Fourth, complete every section of your profile. Skills, about, experience, education, recommendations. 71% higher interview rate for complete profiles. No empty spaces. Fifth, post something. Anything at least once a week. Doesn't need to be groundbreaking. Just demonstrate you're active. The algorithm rewards engagement. And when recruiters do reach out, respond quickly, respond briefly. Under 400 characters, 22% better performance. Make it easy for them to say yes to you. If you're finding this useful, hit subscribe. We drop episodes like this every week, breaking down the data behind career moves that actually work. Now, I know some of you are thinking, this feels like gaming the system. Like playing tricks instead of being authentically yourself. But here's the thing, optimizing your profile isn't lying. It's not misrepresenting yourself. It's making sure the real you is actually visible to the people who need to find you. Think of it this way. If you're a back-end engineer who wants to transition to solutions architecture, but your profile only shows your current title, how would anyone know? The recruiter searching for solutions architects would never find you. Not because you're not qualified, but because you didn't tell the algorithm who you want to become. Your profile is not a historical record of where you've been. It's a positioning statement about where you're headed. Design it accordingly. One more thing before we wrap. The open-to-work stigma deserves a final word. Some people still believe turning it on makes you look desperate. The data says otherwise. 52% more recruiter messages, 4 days faster to first contact. Those aren't desperate numbers. Those are strategic advantage numbers. The people clinging to that stigma are operating on vibes. You're operating on data. Let them have their opinions while you collect the interviews. Let me leave you with the core equation. In a market with 14,200 applications per minute and 78 million weekly job seekers, applying more isn't the answer. Being found is the answer. An optimized profile. The right signals turned on. A presence that makes recruiters come to you. That's the equation. Make those 5 changes this week. Photo, headline, open to work. Complete profile. Weekly activity. 40 times more likely to receive opportunities. The math is on your side. That's your cheat code for the week. Now go update your profile and let the recruiters do the applying for once.